It was a stick fest. We caught them from this long to this big, but we caught everything that swam through that creek in like 2 spots, and we caught them good.
So knowing that CA was going to be here for 2 days, just like with any of my fishing clients, I like to mix it up. I don't like to do the same thing every day because honestly it gets a little boring for me. So I want to take them to breakfast to one of our local favorites, the McClellanville Diner. Love that place. And the fishing, you know, I wanted to pick some areas where it'd be fun, get out of the comfort zone and explore a little bit, fish some newer water that I almost don't have any experience in at all. And kind of see what tools that CA would pull out and honestly see what I could learn from him when we were picking apart new water.
So it's going to be hard to really top yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, that giant redfish in the creek thing was pretty, well, unbelievable, spectacular.
Yeah.
Now, what do we do today to make it look different, go somewhere else?
Yeah.
You know, you don't get the opportunity to shoot 2 shows in 2 days, so.
Well, we're going to take a truck ride.
Okay.
And go hit some new water. It's kind of some new areas that Nick and I found practicing for tournaments. So don't have a lot of time there, don't have a lot of experience there, but I think it'll be fun to show the audience.
Knock around a little bit.
Yeah.
Looks a little bit different.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
And it will obviously fish a little bit.
Oh yeah, it should fish good though. But after you said that you like to power fish yesterday,
yeah,
you just like to beat down the bank and jack them. I think
do.
Where we're going today should be right up your alley.
I'm going to look forward to it.
Yeah.
First, I'm going to look forward to this big breakfast we're about to eat.
Oh yeah.
So day 2, Stephen and I leave a little diner there in McClellanville and we head up to Georgetown, and we're fishing a zone that him and his best friend and tournament partner, Captain Nick Winch, fished during some recent tournaments. So we leave the ramp and we're headed out to, you know, the river-based system, and it's a freshwater, like bass boats are around us. Like, this is where people catch bass. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, this is going to be something new. This is going to be a test today. It's going to be fun. It's going to be something I don't get an opportunity to do that often. I don't get to fish like this very often. I have a plan every day, and I stay to that plan. This is going to be different. Long run today?
No.
No?
No. Zip here, zip there. Mainly on the trolling motor today.
That's fine.
Or like pick up and move, you know, a half mile, you know. I imagine we'll do really well, like 11 to 1, 11 to 2.
And then it'll
be it, yeah. Every time we've launched out of here, well, except for once, but 3 out of 4, I've had a top 10 finish.
Yeah.
Running here, so it's always a good feeling.
So we start heading out, and the water temperature is like 49 degrees. We got a high barometer, we got high skies with no clouds in it. And I already know from decades of doing this that this is going to be harder than we think it's going to be. And after the first couple of hours, that was pretty evident because we weren't seeing signatures that was making Stephen feel good. And listen, Stephen is like having a live electrical wire on your boat. And he was like looking around and he's like, I'm not seeing bait flip. I'm not seeing birds work. I'm not seeing the signatures that I normally see. And most importantly, one of the tells for sure, especially if you're closer to the shallow water and where you're casting, if you make a cast, sometimes even when fish are set up, if you get too close to them, they'll dust off and they'll leave a signature like a little mud plume, because a lot of that river is pluff mud. We're not seeing any of that stuff. And we're getting a stink eye from an otter that's following us around. So, I mean, he was struggling too. So basically, we set this up as, hey, we're good anglers, and if we're as good as we think we are, we'll figure this out. Well, I can tell you after the first 3.5, 4 hours, I was wondering exactly how good we really were because we were on the struggle bus.
Oh, we caught a fish.
Well, after we struggled a little bit on the outside and the wind was starting to pick up a bit, Steven said, I think it's time for us to move upriver. I go, further upriver? He goes, yeah, further upriver, we gotta find clean water. He was looking for clean water. He goes, the clean water will help us find them. And I gotta admit, the water went from filthy to a good, clean, dirty. By Florida standards, it was by no means clean water, but it was clean to him. I think he could see the cavitation plate and some of the prop, and he goes, hey, this is good. Oh yeah.
Oh, nice fish. Nice redfish.
No, nice redfish.
There we go.
Oh, that's a good one.
There we go.
That is a
I
good
was on
one.
that smaller profile, the slim swims.
Let me grab that one for you.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's a good one. Woo! That's a light hook. Nice. Yes, sir.
Very well done.
Nice.
That is well done right there.
A little slow today, but we pulled it together.
Keep on grinding.
Nice.
He's got some heavy duty spots on him.
Yeah. Nice thick one. Good belly on it.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
We pulled it together.
Let's keep grinding.
We covered some water today, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
we have.
Run here.
Hey,
try
that's what
this.
it takes some days. Some days it takes that.
And you mentioned this morning that we had some really high pressure.
It,
We can tell.
then we're putting pressure on ourselves.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Nice. Is that a trout?
I think it's a trout. Holy cow.
If that's a trout, that's a monster trout. Nice. You threw that a little deeper.
Yeah,
Just probing.
just trying different stuff. Oh yeah, it's
Oh
a
my
trout.
word.
It's a trout. Would've
Yes,
guessed up in
sir.
a freshwater river.
You don't have
Coming to
a,
you.
you don't have a net, do you?
No,
Should we boat flip it?
I might. Ready?
Just swing it right in the boat.
Let me get him this way,
Go for it.
back this way.
Get him in. Yes. Nice. Nice. Nice
Bring me
work.
back to the bass days.
Nice work, CA.
That is a good looking
That's
fish.
a good trout right there.
That is a good
He
looking
hammered
fish.
that minnow.
Fresh water.
Awesome. Here, I'll pass that over to you. Nice.
This one's got some cellulite. This one's been eaten. You're catching redfish and speckled trout, which if you're a true inshore angler, you totally associate those fish with salt water, unless you live in Louisiana. And he told me that just 2 weeks prior to me getting there when it was really cold, he had taken Glenn Young, the national sales manager for Z-Man, and they were up there catching striper. There was the opportunity to catch largemouth bass, but we didn't really push that hard. I mean, there are all kinds of possibilities up there, including flounder. So that really opens your eyes to how healthy and how rich the Lowcountry fishery is.
Woo, look at the belly on that fish. Yes, sir. Nice. Another good one.
What a fish.
Oh. Whew. Bam.
That is a good one.
Bam. Good hefty fish.
Gorgeous stuff.
Pretty. Oh, there's so much bait popping in through here. We're only in 10 feet. I'm gonna keep us a little deeper so we don't spook them if they're up on this flat. So there's a lot of rivers that dump in to this bay out here. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of variables. You've got the salinity level, you know, if the water's dirty, if the water's clean, and just fresh water in general. So having a bunch of rivers dumping into a system like this, the fish could be anywhere. So picking cover and picking areas, you know, high percentage zones, like points and trees or oyster beds, some cover where a fish could stage up is very important when fishing new water.
There
Yes,
he is.
sir. Nice. Yes, sir. Good fish. Looks like it's got a little more heft to it.
Yeah, this one's not the little guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, nice, nice
Good
job.
fish.
Woo. Nice.
Oh, he's a toad, man. Tall in the back. Tall in the back. I may have got that leader repped on him now.
Get him in! That's a good fish.
It's a good fish.
Pretty,
Solid one.
pretty fish. Look at all the spots.
FlatsClass fans, today's tackle talk is going to be a favorite for me because when Stephen Fluke Jr. said, listen, I want to fish the main river in this episode. So we're going to be throwing to a lot of laid down trees, a lot of rock, a lot of snags, and it's going to be kind of a grinder where we're going to have to cover a lot of water because I don't fish this zone that often. I was like, I'm fine with that. In fact, power fishing is more of a strength of mine, but here's the caveat. We still had to finesse the fish because the water temperature was between 49 and at the warmest part of the day, I think I saw like 54 degrees. So we had these really chilly water temps because a system had just moved through, barometer was kind of high. So even though we were power fishing, we were using small baits. He was using a 3-inch slim swims for the most part, and I opted for the 4-inch. This is the swim and trout trick from Z-Man, and it's one of my favorite ways to rig it. I put a 4/0 worm hook on here, and I use a 3/16 tungsten weight with a bobber stop in front of it. And it doesn't matter how snaggy it is. I mean, this is about as snag proof as it gets. It's got enough weight to give me the depth that I need, even in tide, especially when I'm going with the tide. And on 20-pound micro braid, this is the Diamond Apex 20-pound micro braid, I'm able to achieve depth very quickly and be less affected by current, because many times I'm throwing 30 and 40-pound braids on my casting reels, and the water catches that heavier braid, but not with the micro braid. I'm able to get it right to depth and be able to work along the bottom and be virtually snag free. I even bury the point of the hook in this bait so that because Elastec is so soft and so compressible, you can bury the hook in the middle of the bait and you still don't miss any fish. I mated this up with the Baits Hundo. This is their original Hundo. I love this reel, it only weighs like barely 5 ounces. For me, it's the perfect reel for all day power fishing. You can just be fatigue free. I've got a 7'3" medium action fast. This is maybe my favorite rod that I use on a regular basis at Fitzgerald. It just affects so much of my tackle arsenal. I fish a lot of treble hook plugs like Mirrodines. I fish a lot of light wire jigs. And this, I wouldn't call a Texas rig rod, but for lightweight Texas rigs, it does a really good job. So that's basically my setup, the 3/16 tungsten bullet weight from Fitzgerald, a Mustad 4/0 worm hook type grip pin. I'm not using an EWG. I feel like my hookup ratio is much higher with this. And then I'm using the 20-pound braid, and I've mated that up with 20-pound fluorocarbon line. I want fluorocarbon line because I want that sensitivity. I want to be able to feel the bait along the bottom. And by tying this rig, it transmits feel all the way through the line into the reel. And many will ask, so why are you using a bait caster instead of spinning rod for this? It's because I can feel everything. I've got an exposed blank here, so I feel right here underneath the reel. I've got my hand on the actual reel itself, and then the line rolls over my index finger, so I feel everything when I'm working the bait. And for me, it's my favorite way to fish.
Oh, that's got some shoulders on it.
Oh, he's pulling drag.
Yes, sir. Nice, CA.
He's pulling drag.
Nice.
That's the sweet part about the bait stuff, is it has that clicker on it. He's not as big as I thought he was.
He acted about 3 times his size there for a second. Oh, nice guy.
Yeah, well,
You definitely get locked up good with this.
yes, you do.
With this worm hook.
It's a good little rig though, got tied on there.
Pretty little guy.
Yep.
3 spots.
Operative word is little though. Wow, he is a chunk though for his size.
Nice. Oh yeah, good fish.
Oh,
Good redfish.
that was a good one.
Nice job, CA.
Almost straightened the hook out on that one, boys.
Oh, good fish.
Oh yeah, baby.
Good fish.
I mean, I punched through the nose on that one.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
Heavy. Heavy. Nice job. What are you throwing? Bad shad?
Bad shad and the swimming trout tricks and on a worm hook. There are no shortcuts in fishing. There's no apps. There's nothing you can see on YouTube or video that's going to instantly make you an expert. What makes you an expert is the talent code, not the cheat code. You have to spend time on the water. There is nothing else but doing the reps and going through the process enough times to get comfortable with it, recognize it, adapt, and you will catch fish.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Got him?
Oh,
Nice. What a rally.
About halfway out.
What a rally.
Good, not a bad one.
No, that's a good one. Another good one.
Oh, he's getting bigger as he comes
Yeah.
closer.
Yeah, he's starting to look, now he's starting to look outside the slot, huh? He's looking outside the slot.
Woo, get ready to grab him.
Yeah.
Nice. Good fish.
That is a really nice representative fish of what you guys have here in South Carolina. It's like crazy
Beautiful.
good.
Beautiful.
Crazy good.
We got to measure him real quick.
I'm gonna say perfect fish again.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yep.
Perfect fish. I say this is the way you end the show.
Absolutely.
I mean, on a fish like that. And I mean, as pretty as today has been with the cold water and the super high barometer, no clouds, and us having to move around so much, it was We put some work in today. I
We
mean,
had to grind.
we put a hard hat and a lunchbox together, and we had to figure it out. But you know, again, we did.
Yep.
And I mean, we've been up and down the river all day long, and in the bay, and you know, you've got to be willing to make a commitment like that and cover some ground, and it worked, and it paid off.
We covered a lot of water, but you know, we threw paddle tails and just moving baits so we could cover water.
Well,
it paid off.
Making contact with that bottom is definitely key. We'll let that one go, and what do you say, a little hometown barbecue?
All right, we'll call it a day.
Yeah. There you go. Nice.
Bam.
Well, he obliged us really well.
We did.
Good job. Good job. Captain Stephen Fluke Jr. is absolutely as advertised. You're going to get someone that's going to work extremely hard for you as a working guide, a guy that loves to fish, a guy that does not get 3 or 4 days off the water. He's a full-time fishing guide. When he's not fishing with clients, he's fishing with his family, with his boys. And he's absolutely the definition of fishing passion. I get to fish with a lot of salty dudes from Texas all the way up to North Carolina. And when you're looking at all the personalities that you can fish with, he's absolutely one of them that will leave an indelible mark on you. You can tell he loves it as much, if not more, than you do.
It's very humbling to get to do this. You know, sometimes you look over like, oh my gosh, I'm fishing with CA. Because I grew up watching CA, you know, since the beginning of his show. You know, I was 11 or 12 and started watching him, so pretty surreal experience, and just a really good angler, heck of an angler, and a very good teacher, and I learned a lot from this experience.